Hello, we are Advanced Information Systems, and if you are trying to get more Google reviews for your business, this video is for you. Let's take a second to talk about why you need reviews for your business. In this example here, we've got a mobile phone, somebody's searching for a plumber. In the results pane here, this is Google My Business, it's called the local pack. Google returns a result with businesses in the area. It has their contact information, you can click to call them, but you also notice that it shows reviews. If you're like me, out of this list, I'm going to select one of the plumbers that not only has reviews, but has positive reviews. So in this example, I would probably select one of these two to call and avoid this one because it does not have any reviews. From time to time, I get the question from customers, what if I get bad reviews? Now, really, the question should be, what if I don't have enough positive reviews to cover the bad ones? Because bad reviews happen, and when they do, we need to respond so that other customers can see the other side of the story. The key to this is, remember the old saying, kill them with kindness. In this example here, we have a customer, or maybe it was not a customer, it could have been somebody, a competitor, whoever, has left a bad review. And the company owner went in and responded, hello, we're unable to find you in our cell system. We'd like to make the situation right. Give us a call. They left an email address. Sometimes you can leave a phone number. But the key here is that you want to respond to all your reviews, both the positive and the negative. But it's especially important when you get that negative review, respond and try to clarify the situation and let them know that if there's still a problem, they can reach out to you and you'll fix it for them. This allows other customers coming behind this review that are searching for your business to see, they may read your good reviews, but they're going to see here this bad review, right? And they're going to see your response to that. So it's definitely better to give a good response than to just let it hang out there without a response. But again, the question is not if you get a bad review, it is when. You're going to get bad reviews here and there, and you just need to handle them carefully, and you need to focus your efforts more on getting positive reviews. And what will happen is, in the average, this negative review will just be a small drop in the bucket compared to all the good reviews. So now let's talk about getting more reviews. These are a few basic tips. I'm going to share some more advanced tips in the next slides to come, but they go hand in hand. First and foremost, you need to ask for a review. You could ask by the way of having an image in the footer of your website. You may send the customer a text message, you could send them an email, or you may ask them in person. But when we do ask, we need to make sure it's easy. So by easy, I mean it's easy if we send a link to the customer where they can click on it from an email or a text message and it pops up the Google review and they just click the stars and they're done. It's a little bit more challenging when you verbally ask for that review and say, hey, when you get some time, could you give us a review? And the customer goes on their way, they get busy, and it's just not too easy. Next is timely. Think about trying to ask for that review as close to the transaction as possible. Right? We don't want to do a job today or sell a product today and then follow up 12 months later and ask for that review. Try to do it as close to the transaction as you can. Finally, make it relational. Right? It's easy to blast out a bunch of requests for reviews from your company or for your company, but I think you have a much higher success rate when instead of a blanket email, maybe it's a text message that says, hey, how's it going? Just checking in to make sure everything is going okay with the project. I hope you enjoyed it. And by the way, if we could get a review, we'd really appreciate it. Right? So the more relational you make it, the better as well. Now let's talk about some tricks of the trade, so a little bit more advanced topics. So what I'm going to do in the next few slides, I'm going to show you how to generate the link that you can send via text. You can attach it to your website, or you can send it in an email, and when the customers click on it, it's going to pop up a window and they can quickly give the review. So the first step is to go to this URL, developers.google.com/places/place ID, and you're going to get a map like this. You search for your company name, and you're going to copy this place ID, these characters here. Copy that and save it. Now that you have your place ID, which is here in green, you're going to concatenate that place ID with this URL. search.google.com/local/write review place ID equals, and then copy in your place ID. And this is the link that you will send to your customers, again, via text or email, or you can attach it to your website. And you can test it out before you do. You would just copy the full URL here, paste it into a browser, and you can see what the customer is going to see. Now, if you don't want to send somebody that long URL, you can use a URL shortener to create pretty links, which turns the really long URL into something short. There's a Google service that does this, or this one here. And what you can do is look for, they'll have free accounts, right? So for 50 links, it's free. And that should be plenty. But if you Google URL shortener, you can find some URL shorteners out there. Google's one. Again, you paste that long URL in, and it'll give you a very short URL that's just a few characters long. And it's easier to send that in an email or a text message, so it doesn't have that big long URL. But this step is optional, but it just makes it a little bit easier to handle. And now we have even more tricks/hacks. These are some of my favorite little things you can do to really help increase the amount of reviews that you're getting. And it's just lessons from the trenches. So keep in mind, reviews not only come from sales, but come from other activities. For example, quotes. We have a customer that does a ton of quotes for their products. We use these opportunities when we do a quote, right? We try to do it quickly, we're very responsive, and we follow up with a request for a review. And so we generate reviews from people who haven't even purchased something from us, but they've engaged our company for a quote. Next, reviews come from small purchases too. So you could have a store and you sell really expensive items, but you may offer smaller items for purchase too. Right? Or you may provide a service that's expensive, but there may be a smaller package that you could sell, and you can start to get reviews from these smaller items, and it still counts towards your Google My Business page, right? You still get that review, and it's still positive, even though they bought an item that's super cheap versus one of your more expensive items. I've said this over and over throughout the video, but don't just use email. You can use text messaging and other methods. Finally, sales automation. We're not going to talk about sales automation in your sales pipeline in this video a whole lot, but the key is automation. Automate everything you can, right? So in my previous example, when we do quotes, or this company does quotes for products that they sell, we follow up automatically with a message, a text message that says, hey, thanks for your business. If everything went okay, leave us a review. We're also careful here, right? To where if you have a bad encounter with a customer, which happens, you won't build into your automation to say, hey, let's not ask for a review this time because it didn't go so well. But automation is key. So here's a quick case study of one of our customers. We helped this customer incorporate some of those tricks of the trade that we talked about earlier. But we also built a sales pipeline that helped with automation. And when you think about a sales pipeline, just think about if somebody submits a quote request on your website, and you automatically kick off emails and stay in contact with that customer and let them know, hey, we'll have this turned around in X amount of time. If you have any questions, contact us here or there. And then when we complete the quote, it follows up with another email that says, hey, your quote's complete, here it is. And then also kicks off a text message automatically that says, hey, your quote is in your email. We hope everything went okay. And if so, leave us a review via this link. And they click it and they leave a quick review. We implemented this in October of 2018. And you can see in this chart where the growth was rather slow. And then in 2018, which is about here, we implemented the sales pipeline with automation and started asking for reviews when the encounters went really well. And by doing so, we increased the amount of reviews on Google 120% in just 7 months. So there you have it. That's our game plan for getting more reviews on Google. If you need a hand with this, let us know. We're here to help.